Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 7, with friends like these. This week on Married to Medicine, the ladies return to Atlanta, and while the scenery has shifted, the drama hasn't gone anywhere. We kick things off with a series of personal check-ins. Toya spends time with her sons, Dr. Scott experiments with brotox, and Dr. Heavenly takes a peaceful moment on the water with her son Zach. Meanwhile, Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie catch up over plans for Jackie's Med Gala, with Cecil in tow for moral support. Quad clues Phaedra into what the ladies are saying about the minimal effort she's put into helping Jackie with the event, forcing Jackie to call in Heavenly for backup. The spotlight shifts to Heavenly's house, where the family gathers to celebrate Zach's major achievements, graduating from UGA and getting into Meharry Medical College. While it's a heartfelt occasion, Quad's introduction of King to the group becomes the evening subplot. The men extend warm welcomes, but Toya pokes Quad about her Rolls-Royce and lack of a ring or baby. Quad handles the pettiness with her usual poise, even as the women not so subtly speculate about how she landed her luxury ride. Of course, the aftermath of the Dude Ranch trip still looms large. Toya reflects that Phaedra and Contessa probably shouldn't spearhead group trips again, given how their last attempt fell flat. She also floats the idea of Heavenly offering a real apology for her now infamous mama comment. Heavenly claims she'll try but slips in a dig at Phaedra, declaring she won't overpromise and underdeliver. It could be said here that while Heavenly's allegiance may be to Dr. Jackie, it does seem like she does Jackie's bidding, being the mouthpiece when Jackie won't. However, Heavenly may have finally met her match in Phaedra. Dr. Simone stirs the pot by declaring Heavenly the unofficial cocoa chair of Jackie's Med Gala. Phaedra, never one to back down, fires off a biting retort. "I'm not going to let asterisks like y'all act like I'm not going to do what I said I'm going to do." The jab doesn't land too well, especially considering the group's majority college-educated women with advanced degrees. In her confessional, Phaedra seems to believe that the pressure from Dr. Jackie to make the Med Gala a huge success stems from the heat Jackie took last year after making some insensitive comments about Black women patients being more dramatic. Meanwhile, the men offer King some sound advice: stay out of the ladies' business. But upstairs, the women turn up the heat, shifting the conversation back to the Med Gala. Quad proposes a collective donation, only for Toya to interject. She suggests they avoid asking Contessa to contribute while tensions with Heavenly linger, adding that the group hasn't done enough to hold Heavenly accountable for her sharp tongue. As the celebration continues, Heavenly takes a heartfelt moment to reflect on her son's achievements, joined by a few of the doctors who acknowledge the rarity of Black doctors in medicine today, a poignant reminder of the stakes behind their community efforts. Over at Phaedra's, she invites sweet tea for lunch, spilling tea of her own about Zach's party and the Med Gala. Clearly offended by Jackie's indirect critiques of her contributions, Phaedra calls her out. "You got time to gossip, but not to text me personally." And she has a point. Jackie seems to prefer venting to friends while letting Heavenly handle the dirty work. Sweet Tea chimes in, noting Jackie's double standard, holding Phaedra accountable but letting Heavenly slide. Sweet Tea, however, loses footing when she suggests Heavenly owes her an apology. The problem: Heavenly has made it clear she doesn't respect her. Why Sweet Tea is still seeking friendship or validation is the real question, and leave it to Phaedra to lighten the mood, noting Heavenly's church of choice, Hell First Baptist. Article continues after video. Later, Jackie sets the scene for the Med Gala, revealing a lofty $100,000 goal to support 4 Cura 4 moms. Heavenly, of course, doesn't miss a chance to needle Phaedra, asking event planners what exactly she contributed. Jackie's confessional twist of the knife: Phaedra hadn't come through and raised $0. As the Med Gala kicks off, Phaedra is in full defense mode, vowing that the ladies will eat their words about her supposed lack of follow-through. Enter Dr. Mimi, a psychiatrist and friend to Sweet Tea and Dr. Gregory, our second time seeing the new doctor on camera. We also see Contessa Sands' Dr. Scott, who, conveniently, opted out due to Heavenly's comments. Let's be real, Scott's barely clocked in this season. Anila and her husband also make a surprise cameo, adding to the mix of elite attending the gala. Elsewhere, Dr. Gregory and Dr. Damon squashed their beef despite Heavenly's signature meddling mid-conversation. Later on, Jackie, Phaedra, and Heavenly addressed the critical issue of Black maternal mortality in a moving speech. Then comes the auction, which stumbles out of the gate with a Morocco trip, no airfare included, starting at $4,000 and greeted with deafening silence before finally selling for $3,500. Other items, from Botox treatments to cooking classes with Quad and a date with Phaedra, helped the ladies raise nearly $54,000. Still, Phaedra's big promise lingers unresolved, and Heavenly is already predicting that Ms. Parks will have to cut a check herself to cover the gap. Phaedra ultimately agreed to cover the remaining funds, but let's be honest, whether she follows through will undoubtedly be a reunion storyline waiting to unfold. Despite the hiccups, the Med Gala was a resounding success, shedding light on Black maternal mortality and raising much-needed funds. Next week, we dive deeper into Dr. Mimi's world, witness Toya's manifesting baby shower plans, and naturally, brace ourselves for even more drama. Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 6 Recap, Hope on the Horizon. After a hiatus for the holiday season, Married to Medicine returned with a brand new episode, but unfortunately, they were still arguing about the same nonsense. The last time we saw the ladies, they were deep into their glamping trip and even deeper into a mess of drama. Although Dr. Contessa planned this trip to find peace in the group, she was ready to square up with Dr. Heavenly at their latest dinner. Husbands, children, and mothers were mentioned before anyone could eat their meal. America's favorite dentist was hollering for security, and poor Dr. Jackie took a tumble in the chaos. Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 6, Rodeo Reckoning picked up right where we left off as the ladies tried to recover from the explosive fight. This trip didn't necessarily accomplish all of the ambitious goals they set from the start, but they did squash a major beef by the end of the trip. There's hope after all. What happened in Married to Medicine Season 11, Episode 6? During the final day of the glamping trip, the ladies tried to sort through the fight between Contessa and Heavenly. Somehow, Quad managed to squeeze in yet another Oscar-worthy monologue in an attempt to fix things with Simone. This time, it landed. Plus, Dr. Jackie started preparing for the Med Gala, and this year, she's ready to take things to the next level. Keep on reading for all of the tea on this week's episode. Picking up the pieces. After the blow-up with Contessa, Heavenly, and Jackie tried to flee the scene in a golf cart, this week we saw that their golf cart wouldn't actually start. It felt like one of those scenes in a horror movie where the killer is right around the corner, but the final girl's car just refuses to start. Meanwhile, Dr. Contessa went back to her wagon with her new besties, Sweet Tea and Toya. They tried to console her, but somehow, they all seemed to forget that Contessa egged this fight on just as much as Heavenly. Yes, Heavenly evoked Contessa's mom, but Contessa was talking about Heavenly's children. She also suggested that Dr. Damon has some other secret children running around out there. Come on now! According to Toya, Heavenly almost getting punched was bound to happen. She said it was like a volcano waiting to erupt. Either way, the whole situation left Contessa questioning her future with the group. This is what friendship looks like, and I'm the one who's a problem. Then no, this ain't the group for me, Contessa said in her confessional. Quad's tearful plea. With Contessa out of the picture, Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Jackie realized they could safely return to the dinner table. Phaedra and Quad never left. There was still halibut to eat and more drama to discuss. At the beginning of the ill-fated dinner, Quad told the ladies that their attempt to banish her from the group left her bleeding out. That metaphor didn't seem to land, so she made another attempt to bridge the gap. More in entertainment. To come up against me the way that y'all did, it hurt me, Quad told the ladies, referring to the Season 10 Napa trip. I wanted to fix it, and I wasn't given the opportunity because the decision had already been made. According to Quad, weeks went by, and she never heard from any of her cast members. She said it took a physical toll on her before bursting into tears. Meanwhile, we're all watching this at home wondering how many more times we're going to have to hear about this. We finally made some progress when Simone and Quad addressed the real issue between them. It had less to do with Napa and everything to do with the comment about Quad's niece that was made during the Season 10 reunion. Once that got on the table, we finally got some traction.